The world of coin collecting is a thrilling adventure where history, rarity, and value come together in a single coin. One such coin that has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike is the 1979 1 cent. Most people may see the penny as just a small, insignificant coin, but in reality, the 1979 penny has hidden potential, and depending on its rarity, it could be worth far more than its face value. While the 1979 penny might seem like just another standard piece of change, this coin has its own unique characteristics and history that make it an exciting find for any collector. Let's dive into the story behind the 1979 1 cent. The 1970s was a decade of transformation for the United States. Politically and socially, the country was in the midst of change, from the post-Vietnam War era to the rise of new cultural movements. It was during this time that the United States Mint continued to produce the familiar copper pennies that we still see today. However, the 1979 penny, like many coins of the time, features its own distinct characteristics, making it a key piece in the world of numismatics. The penny's design in 1979 remained the same as it had for many years, with the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. However, it was the reverse design, showing the Lincoln Memorial, that became one of the most notable features of the coin. While this may not seem like much, it's important to note that the 1979 penny was struck during a period of time when minor changes were being considered in coin design. That makes the 1979 version of the penny an interesting piece of history in the broader context of U.S. coinage. As with many other years of production, the 1979 penny was made from a mixture of 95% copper and 5% zinc. These pennies were issued in large quantities, making them somewhat common in terms of availability. However, the number of pennies that are in pristine, uncirculated condition or have minting errors is far smaller, and it is these rare examples that drive up the coin's value significantly. It's these rare variations and the quality of the coin that make the 1979 penny such an exciting and valuable find for collectors. One of the most important factors to consider when determining the value of a 1979 penny is its condition. The state of preservation is crucial for collectors, and this is no different when it comes to the 1979 penny. A coin in near-perfect, uncirculated condition is always more valuable than one that has seen years of circulation. Over time, many pennies show signs of wear, including scratches, discoloration, and damage from handling. However, coins that have been carefully preserved without any of these signs are much rarer and can command much higher prices in the market. A 1979 penny that is free of marks and has a sharp, clean design can be worth a lot more than a penny that has been worn down, but it's not just the condition of the coin that matters. Another key element that can elevate the value of a 1979 penny is the potential for minting errors. Coins are not always struck perfectly, and sometimes mistakes are made during the production process. These errors can turn a simple coin into something extraordinary, and error coins are some of the most highly prized in the world of coin collecting. For the 1979 penny, there are a few different types of minting errors that collectors look for. These include double strikes, off-center coins, and die cracks, among others. These errors occur when the minting process doesn't go as planned, resulting in a unique version of the coin that stands out from the rest. Error coins are highly sought after because they represent a rare mistake in the production process, and a 1979 penny with a minting error can be worth a significant amount of money. So, how much can a 1979 penny be worth? While most of these pennies are still valued at just 1 cent, certain examples can be worth much more. Coins in perfect or near-perfect condition, or those with rare minting errors, can be worth thousands of dollars to the right buyer. If you happen to own a 1979 penny in exceptional condition or with an error, you could be in luck. Some of these rare and pristine coins have sold for prices as high as $23,000. Yes, that's right, $23,000 in words. This is an incredible amount for a coin that originally cost just 1 cent. The reason these coins can fetch such a high price is that they are extremely rare. The fact is, most 1979 pennies were produced in large quantities, meaning they are relatively easy to find. However, only a small fraction of these pennies were struck perfectly or have rare errors, and these are the coins that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. The rarity of these minting mistakes, along with the demand from collectors, drives up the price significantly. If you're lucky enough to find a 1979 penny in your collection, it's worth taking a closer look to see if it's a rare, high-quality example. Examine the coin carefully for any potential minting errors or signs of wear. If it appears to be in excellent condition, or if you notice any unusual features like a double strike or off-center design, you may want to have the coin appraised by a professional. An expert in numismatics can help you determine its true value and whether it's worth sending off for auction. In conclusion, the 1979 1-cent coin is far more than just another penny. While most of these coins are still worth only their face value, certain examples with rare minting errors or in exceptional condition can be worth thousands of dollars. Some of these rare 1979 pennies have even been sold for as much as $23,000. So, the next time you find a 1979 penny, don't just dismiss it. It could very well be the hidden treasure you've been waiting for. Top 2, however, for collectors and numismatists, even the most seemingly mundane coin can have a fascinating backstory and hidden value. Take, for example, the 1981 United States 1-cent coin. While it may look like just another standard penny, the 1981 penny has captivated coin collectors due to its potential for rarity and value, which could surprise even the most seasoned collectors. The 1980s were a significant period in American history marked by political shifts, economic changes, and cultural transformations. The U.S. Mint continued to produce coins that represented different periods in American history, but in 1981, something unique was happening behind the scenes. The 1981 penny, like many pennies before it, was struck using the same familiar design, featuring Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But it's the small details and possible variations that make the 1981 penny an interesting collectible. To understand what makes the 1981 penny valuable, we need to examine the composition of the coin. By the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint had already transitioned away from the pure copper formula used in previous decades and started minting pennies from a copper-plated zinc composition. This change was made to reduce costs due to the rising price of copper, but it also gave the 1981 penny a slightly different feel compared to its copper predecessors. Though the physical composition of the coin changed, the design remained the same, maintaining the iconic symbolism that has become synonymous with American currency. At first glance, most 1981 pennies may seem ordinary, especially since millions of them were produced and circulated across the country. However, what makes certain 1981 pennies particularly special is their rarity and condition. Not all coins minted in this era are created equal. In fact, there are specific characteristics that can set some pennies apart from the rest, making them worth far more than their face value. One of the key factors that determine the value of a 1981 penny is its condition. Coins that have been well preserved and show little to no wear are much more valuable than those that have been through years of circulation. A coin that has maintained its sharp details, shiny surface, and lack of noticeable marks is considered to be in mint or uncirculated condition, which makes it highly desirable to collectors. A 1981 penny in perfect condition is a rarity, as most coins that circulate inevitably experience some degree of wear. Finding a 1981 penny that has remained in exceptional condition can make it a prized possession and significantly increase its worth, but condition alone isn't always the determining factor. Minting errors, which occur when the coin production process goes awry, can make a seemingly ordinary penny extraordinarily valuable. In the case of the 1981 penny, there are several types of minting errors that collectors look for, including double strikes, off-center coins, and die cracks. These errors happen when the dies used to strike the coins are misaligned or damaged, leading to unusual and rare variations. The beauty of these error coins is that they are unique. No two error coins are exactly the same, and they can quickly become the focal point of any collection. For example, A 1981 penny with a double strike error, where the image of Abraham Lincoln is struck twice on the coin, can be worth far more than the standard version. This type of error creates a fascinating visual effect that is highly sought after by collectors. Similarly, an off-center strike or a penny with a visible die crack can add to its rarity and desirability. These minting mistakes often attract premium prices because they are difficult to find, and their uniqueness adds to the historical charm of the coin. So, how much could your 1981 penny be worth? While the vast majority of 1981 pennies are worth only their face value, 1 cent, there are certain rare versions that can fetch substantial amounts at auction. Some 1981 pennies with rare minting errors or those in flawless, uncirculated condition have been known to sell for thousands of dollars. In fact, some of these special 1981 pennies have sold for an incredible $22,000. That's right, $22,000 in words. The reason for this high price is the rarity of the coin and the demand from collectors who are always on the lookout for rare, error-prone coins in exceptional condition. Error coins are often considered some of the most valuable pieces in the world of numismatics, and the 1981 penny is no exception. If you happen to own one of these rare coins, you could be sitting on a treasure far more valuable than you may have initially realized. If you think you might have a 1981 penny that's worth more than 1 cent, it's important to inspect the coin carefully. Look for any signs of minting errors, such as doubled images, uneven strikes, or any imperfections that stand out. Also, pay attention to the overall condition of the coin. If it appears to be in excellent shape with minimal signs of wear, it could be worth much more than a typical penny. In such cases, it's always a good idea to have the coin appraised by a professional to determine its true value. In conclusion, the 1981 1-cent coin is far more than just a penny. While most 1981 pennies are worth only their face value, rare minting errors in coins in pristine condition can fetch an astounding $22,000. The world of coin collecting is full of hidden gems, and the 1981 penny is a prime example of how a small coin can hold significant value when it possesses unique characteristics. So, next time you come across a 1981 penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a moment to examine it closely. You might just have a rare and valuable piece of American history in your hands. Top 3. But in the world of coin collecting, even a penny can hold immense value, especially when it comes to rare or unique examples. One such coin that has intrigued collectors and investors alike is the 1975 United States 1 cent. On the surface, it might seem like just another regular penny, but with a little closer inspection, you might find that this coin is far more valuable than you could ever imagine. The 1970s were a transformative decade for the United States, marked by political change, shifting economic policies, and a growing cultural revolution. But while these changes were happening on the national stage, something significant was also taking place at the U.S. Mint. The 1975 penny, minted during this time, was produced in large numbers and distributed widely, like most pennies. However, there is more to this seemingly simple coin than meets the eye. The 1975 1-cent coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, which has been a staple of U.S. pennies since 1909. The reverse of the coin depicts the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was introduced in 1959 to honor Lincoln's legacy. While the design itself didn't change in 1975, what makes this particular penny special is the combination of its age, composition, and potential for rare errors, which makes it a hidden gem for collectors. By the time the 1975 penny was minted, the U.S. Mint had already switched from producing pennies made entirely of copper to a new composition that included a mixture of copper and zinc. This was a response to the rising cost of copper, and while this shift in materials didn't change the penny's appearance, it did impact the coin's overall feel and weight. The 1975 penny was struck with the new copper-plated zinc formula, which was in use until the 1980s. While this change was an important part of the coin's history, it's the unique characteristics of the 1975 penny that make it especially valuable to collectors today. Though the 1975 penny was minted in large quantities, many of these coins are now quite worn, having passed through numerous hands over the years. This wear and tear can significantly affect the coin's value. A penny that has been circulated for decades can become tarnished, scratched, or damaged, which diminishes its appeal to collectors. However, there's a significant difference between a worn-out penny and a well-preserved one. Coins that have been kept in excellent condition, free of major marks or scratches, are far more valuable than their worn counterparts. This is where the real value of the 1975 penny begins to shine. Uncirculated or near-perfect examples of the 1975 penny are highly sought after. These coins, with their sharp details and glossy surfaces, represent a rarity in the world of coin collecting. Finding an uncirculated 1975 penny is a rare feat, as most pennies from this era were heavily circulated. The fact that so few have survived in pristine condition makes them incredibly valuable, but it doesn't stop there. The 1975 penny is also sought after for its potential minting errors. Just like other coins, pennies can sometimes be struck with flaws or mistakes during the manufacturing process, and these errors can turn an ordinary coin into a rare treasure. Some of the most valuable 1975 pennies have unique characteristics, such as double strikes, die cracks, or off-center strikes. These minting errors occur when the dies used to strike the coins malfunction, resulting in a coin that's visually different from what was intended. For instance, a 1975 penny with a double strike error where the image of Abraham Lincoln appears twice can be worth significantly more than a regular penny. Similarly, an off-center penny or one with a die crack can become highly prized by collectors. The beauty of error coins lies in their uniqueness. Each one is different, making them a special addition to any collection. Coins with minting errors are often considered more valuable than their non-error counterparts because they are far rarer and more difficult to find. And now, you might be wondering just how much a 1975 penny could actually be worth. Well, the value of most 1975 pennies is still only 1 cent, but for those that are in pristine, uncirculated condition or possess a rare minting error, the value can skyrocket. Some 1975 pennies have sold for amounts far higher than their face value. In fact, there are examples of 1975 pennies fetching an incredible $25,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $25,000 in words. The reason these rare 1975 pennies command such high prices is due to their rarity, uniqueness, and the high demand from collectors. Error coins, in particular, are highly prized because they represent a mistake in the production process, making them unique pieces of history. The combination of rarity and the growing interest in rare coins has driven up the value of certain 1975 pennies to astronomical levels. If you're lucky enough to have a 1975 penny in your possession, it's worth taking a moment to inspect it carefully. Look for any potential minting errors, such as doubled strikes, off-center designs, or die cracks. Also, check the overall condition of the coin. If it appears to be in excellent shape and has minimal wear or damage, it could be worth far more than its face value. Coins in exceptional condition or those with errors can be highly valuable, and it may be worth getting them appraised by a professional to determine their true worth. In conclusion, the 1975 1-cent coin is much more than just a penny. While most 1975 pennies are worth only their face value, certain rare versions, particularly those in pristine condition or with minting errors, can fetch impressive sums. Some 1975 pennies have been sold for as much as $25,000, making them a hidden treasure in the world of numismatics. So, the next time you come across a 1975 penny, don't dismiss it as just another coin. Take a closer look. You might just have a rare and valuable piece of American history in your hands.